So this is the story of the Griffith House, designed by Pietro Beluschi, told through the lens of George Washington's axe. And the legend of the axe is that the head and the handle have been changed time and time again, but it's still George Washington's axe. It survived. How did it do that? The story starts in 1949. Lucy Griffith is the switchboard operator in the building where Pietro Beluschi's office is. She's just married. She and her husband looking for a house, a suitable modern house that they cannot find, and their budget is $10,000. So Lucy does her homework. She is very familiar with Northwest regional modernism. She knows Pietro Beluschi's work. She drew this little sketch of the plan in the lower left-hand corner with a solid core, open spaces surrounding it. 2 days later, Pietro writes back. He's a busy guy at the height of his career, and he typically does not take commissions of this kind. But he's impressed by the tone and the conciseness of her letter, and he says, yes, if they're open-minded. So here's a sketch for a little wooded site in Lake Oswego, 900 square feet, and the plan is very similar to Lucy's sketch. So it's a fireplace core in the middle, open living and dining, and the bedroom and kitchen are defined by cabinets. 60 years later, Arthur Griffith sells the house to a developer who doesn't want the house. He wants the site. It's not in a good state. The only changes that have been made is an addition to accommodate 3 kids. It's a family of 5. So our heroes step in. Tia Ross is a historian with Lake Oswego, and Tim Mather with MCM Construction. Tim Mather goes to meet with the new owner, expresses his interest in the house. The owner gives him the keys, gives him the house, and says, get it off this site as soon as you possibly can. So Tim Mathers and his crew jump into action. They deconstruct the house, stick by stick, brick by brick, number each piece, put it into a storage container. And at this point, the structure is a house that's looking for a home. Our next hero, Dr. Libby Farr, is an architectural historian and Beluschi scholar who teaches at Marylhurst University. So the campus at Marylhurst is pretty close to Lake Oswego, nice wooded campus. We have the space, we have the scholarship, we have the will, we build the pavilion. So it's kind of slimmed out a little bit. Many of the elements are the original pieces, parts and pieces. The roof structure was not able to survive, and it's this reclaimed fir is gorgeous. And all new functions. It's not a house, it's a campus building. So our next hero is Tony Beluschi, and Pietro's son, who is the design conscience for the project. He's overlooking everybody's shoulder. And the mantra for the Marylhurst design team is, what would Pietro do on this campus now? So this is, some of the brick was able to be saved. This is the fireplace core. On the left is the kitchen side. That's the original material. They matched it with Wilhelmina pink on the rest of the structure. Some very nice details. And this is the same brick that's at the Portland Art Museum. The slab was not able to be saved, but it's rebuilt with the radiant heat. So on the left side is the cut sheet for the original system, and on the right side is the new technology. So Pietro embraced technology, and the building is, in essence, a history lesson of the evolution. So on the left is the original exhaust fan in the kitchen and the bathroom that are in the space. But it's not a house, it's a 21st century campus building that has to function for those functions. So our other heroes are donors. The Kinsman Foundation at the top of the list. John Kinsman was the builder of the Griffith House. And the contemporary builders, really strong sense of craft and caring. And our interior design students did everything from programming to grunt work. So here's some before and after. As you can see, it is still under construction. April 30th is the opening date. So this is the living space. You can see the woods are still there. It's a warm embrace. The interior is just, it's so beautiful. This is turning the corner into the then dining, now seminar space. I don't know what's going to happen with that light fixture, but we are getting a reclaimed custom-built table and Eames fiberglass white chairs around it. Fabo. And this is looking, one more turn, looking into the kitchen, which is now a catering kitchen. This piece of casework held the appliances, which are being refurbished but not plugged in, so it's not really going to work. But it's just this warm environment. So, back to the acts. This is Susan Griffith, who is the first child of the family. She came to visit last summer, rings the doorbell, walks into the space, bursts into happy tears. This is not a house, but this is her house. This will always be her house. And that was her bedroom. So the spirit, the soul of the building lives. That's what survives. And our campus wildlife is totally on board. And we have these retro sodas that we're ready to share. So we want you all to come on in, Design Museum, come on in. Thank you.